2 seconds too early because I forgot to load my script. I have a script made that was made for me, so this is actually a good one here. Server boost. Okay, I'm not looking at that. Don't need that. Go away. Do I still have? Yes, I do. I have my script. Boom. Okay. Let me get ready before I even do anything. Let's see. Where am I streaming to? Twitch, YouTube. I haven't done Instagram in a while. I don't like doing Instagram. It's sucks. Huh? What? All the messages? I just sent one. Oh. Okay. Well, yeah. It's just going everywhere. You had Riverside? It does use a lot just because it's streaming. It's the whole podcast thing. It doesn't work on my phone. For some reason it refuses to work on my phone. It does. It works on my iPhone, but it does not work on my. Yes. There you go. Do, 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 do. Okay, I think I got everything set up now. We can start the stream. It's already started, but we can officially start it. Noise reduction set up. Everything works. Auto's down. I didn't turn off my echo. That's fine. Okay, boom. You know what else I didn't do? Because I don't check anything. I just click go. I don't even know if there's audio in my headphones. Huh? Because I'm live streaming. It's live streaming everywhere. And when I make the episode, I'm just gonna cut this part out and start from the introduction. That's why I do it this way. Don't get snippy with me. I'm keeping this part in where she gets snippy so y'all can hear this. I know she's looking at me like the audacity. She's still staring. I'm not gonna look over there. It's a trap. I'm trying to stream. It's a serious thing. We're doing ghost stories. Live. There's no audio. Check it. Don't look at me like that.
Why am I folding this in these going?
I would not do that.
I'm being helpful. So you don't do everything by yourself.
I know. I'm not gonna fuck it up. Huh? I don't mind if you don't do it. I'll do it myself. I can always tell you, I don't mind. Do it one more time. Still no audio. That's bullshit. Okay, let's try this. Third time's a charm. Nothing. Okay, this is horrible timing. Wait a minute. I know you're not. You do it way more.
Yeah.
You do. How'd you send that message without typing?
You should have never known my secrets. Because the funny part is I think.
There it goes. I got audio now. Funny part is, That's the introduction that has no fucking music. All that for. That's it. All that for that. Don't look at me like that. I mean, I am streaming. Put your thigh down. Tempting me like that.
Don't help.
It doesn't. Do I have anyone in chat? Oh, there's someone chatting. Hello, Brat. Oh, hi, Bunny. Bunny. What are you on? YouTube. Okay, cool. Today's script is made by Princessa over here. She made the whole script. I had nothing to do with it. It's about what? Ghosts from Mississippi? Urban legends. You told me.
Mississippi urban
So, urban legends from Mississippi. So, it's stories from her neck of the woods
I've heard.
that she's heard. So, you know what I should do too? I should also push her TikTok and everything on my channel. Ah, there you go. How dare I make you watch an ad? I'm sorry. On Twitch, sorry. On Twitch, I was a gamer. So I was a gamer, so I had everything on there. And that's just where I did my streams because I used to stream Twitch Call of Duty on PlayStation 5. I did that for 4 hours at a time. So I had ads running. And I'm still technically a qualified streamer through them. So there are ads. I should reduce them, but that would mean logging in and all that stuff. And that takes too much time. I'd rather just be up and running and working on y'all. But welcome to the stream. Like I said, this has been brought to you by Princessa. She did the whole work. She did everything on there. I'm going to post her TikTok here on the chat so y'all can see everything. Just follow her on TikTok. I'll post her Twitch too eventually. There you go. That's your TikTok. Yes, I do. I still stream on Irium. I was gonna do that today, but I'm doing this because I haven't done an episode in a long time. And one of my friends, Angie, just reminded me that the last episode I did was folding frying pans. So I have 3 other accounts I got to go through. Yes. I'm just talking. If I get anything wrong on this, please tell me. Ignore that expand.gg. It used to be a basically streamers TikTok, but they went out of business. Let's see. I'll post her Instagram, or not Instagram, but yeah, Twitch is more ahead. Okay, so let's get into the stories. It's 3 stories. 3 stories or just one? Just one? And it's that long? Holy shit. Well, I usually do 3. So I can do like, a little bit like da 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 da.
I had to do more research because what I found was not
Okay.
at all.
Yeah, watch Twitch.
I have to go to
I'm on Twitch on here too.
Mississippi State website.
Okay.
That's how I found it.
Also on Twitch, her account's also on Twitch too. So if I'm never streaming and you go to my account on Twitch and she's streaming, her videos will pop up there first. Because I follow a few other streamers that have helped me out, and I kind of booted them down and put her videos up front, so her videos get priority on Twitch. But she mainly streams on TikTok now. Okay, good. It's okay. So I'm gonna get my script here. Where is teleprompter mode? There you go. Pop this out. There's only one problem I've ever had is that I can't find a good middle ground right here. I want to buy like a mini screen to have right here so I can put my scripts right there. I've thought about using my phone or something, but I need something where I can control it with the mouse to scroll through the script. That's why, like in a lot of my videos, I'm looking here, then here. I do that a lot. I could put the camera there, but my ring light is right there. The camera? The ring light?
You put the ring light on the monitor. You put the ring light behind the monitor.
I can't put the ring light behind the monitor
Why?
because the ring light is sitting on a very powerful stand. If I put that behind the monitor, it'll mess up my screen. You can't put magnets on these. That'll mess it up entirely. I could put the camera up there. No,
In the picture,
no, it'll just be like right here. See, that moves easily. This doesn't, because this is a very powerful magnet.
and then you can move your little camera over this a little bit more. See?
Okay, got that. I like it. Quit being right about everything.
Oh, it's being right. That's logic.
I've thought about it, but I don't.
Well, you did it, so shut up.
This is the only times I could ever do this on stream. Because Twitch don't give a shit.
You don't even know why you're talking. So when you start talking, no, you remember last time? You sat there, you hit it in front of it as you were talking, and then you held it as you continued talking. You don't remember?
Okay, let me get back to this.
Focus.
Focusing. Getting back to my story. So I have not read the script. I've not read it. I know nothing about it. So everything that I'm about to say, I don't know what the hell's going on. Okay, so if I mispronounce anything, let me know. Okay, so let's start on this one. There are roads in the. Try this again. Thank you. Really don't want to drink out of this on stream. It should only be 2 ads back to back. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can't cancel my ads real quick. Okay, let's see. Let me go to my stream manager real quick. I have it all right here. Ah. Okay, let's see. Activity feed. That, no. Moderator, no. Predictions, no. There you go. Let's see. Stream info. Add stream marker. No. I do not have a control for my ads on my thing right here. Boom, complete all. What's going on? What's going on? What? Yeah, I don't have my ad control on here. I'd have to actually log on to Twitch and mess with that. So let me get back to it. Oh, they got 3 streamers on there. 3 people. There are roads in this world that are more than just pavement and mile markers. There are arteries of memories, places where history breathes in the quiet moss draped forest. The Natchez Trace Park. Oh my God. I cannot read. The Natchez Trace Parkway is one of those roads. It's a 444-mile ribbon of asphalt that follows one of the oldest trails in North America, a place where whispers of the past blow on the wind. But along this historic route, there are spots where the whispers turn into something else, something more unsettling. At mile 233, deep in the woods of Mississippi, lies one of the most enduring of these sites. It's a place known by a name that sounds like it belongs to a much darker world, Witch Dance. The name alone conjures images of midnight ceremonies under a full moon, and for centuries the legends have claimed exactly that. Bare patches of earth scorched into the ground by the frantic dancing feet of witches where no grass will ever grow again. But the real story, the one buried under all that folklore, is far older, more complex, and infinitely more tragic. It's not just a story of witches, it's a story of a people, a desperate journey, and a sacred promise that blurred the lines between the living and the dead. To understand the secret of witch dance, we have to travel back in time, not just centuries, but millennia, to a great migration that planted the seed of a legend. There are places in this world where the veil between the past and the present feels dangerously thin, places where the earth itself remembers. On the Natchez Trace Parkway, there's a clearing where the grass has refused to grow for centuries. The legend says it's because witches once danced here, scorching the earth with their magic. But the true story is far older and more heartbreaking. It's a story that begins with a desperate flight from an enemy, a solemn promise to the dead, and a mystical journey led by the spirits themselves. This is the story of those who danced where the ancestors fell. The story passed down through generations, a tale woven from folklore and memory, begins in a land far to the west, which some say was modern day Mexico. Here, a great and ancient people, who the legend identifies as the Hopewell Indians, were being crushed by an oppressive enemy. Facing annihilation, they made a desperate decision. They wouldn't just flee, they would take their homeland with them. This wasn't just a migration of the living, it was a journey of the entire tribe, past and present. And a solemn act, they unearthed the bones of their ancestors, their parents, their grandparents, their revered elders. They became a tribe of bond bearers, which each person carrying a portion of their sacred cargo, ensuring their lineage would not be broken. Imagine it, a silent procession leaving their homes, the weight of their history literally on their shoulders, venturing into an uncertain wilderness. Their path wasn't guided by maps or stars, but by something more mystical. The tribe's leaders carried a sacred medicine stick. This was their divine compass. Each night he would plant the stick in the earth, and each morning the tribe would gather to see where it was leaning. That way, that was their way forward. They would hoist the bones of their ancestors and follow its silent command. A loyal white dog was also said to have guided them, a spirit in physical form that led them to food and water. So in a story like that with the white dog, I could draw lines to Hispanic folklore, which would be the cadepo, which there's two cadepos, which is one is the white dog, which is obviously good, and then there's the black dog, which is obviously evil. So that's what I do when we sort of find the connections. Sorry. I also check chat. I will add you on Discord later once all this is done. For years, this pattern repeated. The journey was unimaginably difficult. Oral histories say the trek lasted for what felt like an eternity, a migration so long that eventually the bones of the dead they carried outnumbered the living. They were a people in motion, a living, moving cemetery driven by faith in a promised land they'd never seen. They traveled onward until one fateful morning, the moment they had prayed for it finally arrived. The tribe awoke and gathered around the sacred stick, but this time it wasn't leaning. It stood perfectly straight, pointing to the heavens. The journey was over. They were home. Their arrival in this new land, what would one day be Mississippi, marked the end of their long pilgrimage. The sacred stick had spoken, and with relief and reverence the people began the task for which they had endured so much, giving their ancestors a final resting place. With painstaking labor they built great earthen mounds, monuments of soil and faith to serve as eternal homes for the bones they had carried for so long. The Bynum Mound, is that how you pronounce it? Bynum? which still stands just a short distance from the witch dance site, are believed by followers of this legend to be those very mounds. According to this story, they aren't just hills of dirt, they are mounds of people filled with the remains of a tribe's entire history. For a part, there was For a time there was peace, the people flourished, and their numbers grew. Among them were two brothers who rose as leaders, Chata and Chickasash. I was about to say Chickass. Chata and Chickasaw. I got it right the second time, okay?
Okay.
Chickasaw. Chickasaw. They were strong and respected, but as the tribe expanded, a new problem rose. The, you saw that, right? You saw something white just flutter in front of the screen.
It's coming to haunt you.
Chick ass. I'm sorry, I read it wrong, but something just fluttered in front of the stream while that
You
happened.
insulted them.
I insulted chick ass. I'm sorry. This is how I get. This is how I get haunted. Chicksaw. Where are my prayer beads? God damn it. They were strong. The land couldn't sustain them all. A separation was necessary for their survival. The decision was agonizing. It was Chickasaw who chose to leave, gathering half the people to journey north. This departure was a moment of profound sorrow. As Chickasaw led his followers away, they would eventually form their own nation of Chickasaw. Chata, Chata remained with the other half of the people, staying near the sacred mounds that held their shared ancestors. His people would become the nation known as the Choctaw. The Choctaw? They're from Mississippi. The only thing I know about Choctaw is going up to Choctaw Casino in Oklahoma. That's Choctaw Nation. So I didn't know they were from Mississippi. So what did they eventually move? See, I'm asking you now because you know the history better than I do. So you're the expert on this one.
Why do you think there's so many weird names?
Well, I'm just saying because
They
like,
stay in Natchez. Natchez is where this is at.
well, yeah, we also have a Natchez over here too. Natchitoches, Natchitoches, Natchitoches. That's how it's pronounced, but it's spelled Nacchtadog. Natchitoches. Yeah, it's complicated. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I'm just wondering. Like, so they migrated from Mississippi this way, or did they break off again? You keep on reading. It's in the story. Okay. If not, we're coming back to do a Q&A. You're putting on your bunny ears, your kitty ears, and you're sitting next to me here. And you're doing the story. I will drag you into this. Oh, I was gonna say I don't mind, but I'm pretty sure they would mind. I'm reading. I lost it. Oh God, I lost it. There it is. But no, she doesn't have bunny ears. She has little cane ears. I mean, I could get you some bunny ears. Oh, I brought the hooks in so we can hang stuff up now. So we can have those up there. Yeah. What kind of tails?
That match the ears.
Oh,
Cat tail, human dog tail, fox tail, wolf tail.
are they clipped? How do they attach?
I want different varieties. One that goes like on a belt buckle, one that clips on, and then not that kind. Not that kind.
I was waiting for you to catch on. I kept hitting so hard at it. I was like, ah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Bunny says she has bunny ears. Last message. Whoa, Joe.
Be heard. PG-13 or not PG-13? PG.
I don't keep none of my stuff PG.
I prefer to keep mine PG.
I don't. I'm going to be real.
Unless it's on Twitch, I don't.
If they're going to get me, they're going to get me.
They better have ones.
I'll give them plenty of reasons.
Okay, focus.
And so from one great migration, two of the great Native American nations of the Southwest or the Southeast were born, forever linked by a shared history of sacrifice buried in the earth beneath them. This epic tale establishes the area not as a place of evil, but as a place of immense spiritual significance, consecrated by the bones of the countless ancestors. It's a powerful, moving story, an epic of survival and faith that seems to explain everything. But what does the science say? To find the historical truth, we have to peel back these beautiful layers of legend and look at the cold, hard evidence. When archaeologists show up, a different, more complex picture emerges. The legend names the people as the Hopewell, but historically, Hopewell isn't a single tribe, but a vast network of cultures connected by trade, thriving in North America from around 100 BC to 500 AD. Their heartland wasn't Mexico. The core of the Hopewell culture was hundreds of miles north in the river valleys of Ohio and Illinois.
Where are you
So,
saying that?
what? Illinois?
No, no, no.
Ohio? Hopewell?
What did you say?
Hopewell? Why?
Make sure you said it properly.
Hopewell.
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 Hope?
Well.
Well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hopewell. That's what I'm saying is Hopewell.
That is not
Hopewell.
what it sounds like.
Oh, I'm saying Hopewell. So for this part right here, I actually have a little bit of history. Not from the Ohio to Illinois part, but the heartland was in Mexico. There is a small group of archaeologists that believe, okay, there is a small group of archaeologists that believe that Mexico, like the original heartland, not Mexico City, not Tenochtitlan, where they migrated to, but before they got kicked out by the ancestors and the great gods, and they moved to where the golden eagle was eating the snake, was actually Utah, the canyons of Utah, because in the old stories of where the Mexica and the Aztec migrated from was valleys of red stone hidden between two rivers. And if you look into it enough, there's actually caves and canyons of red stone with rivers running through them that line up exactly with the Aztec and Mexica folklore. So people believe that don't know why, but that it's like it's a Street Fighter cosplay thing. Just come over here and kick me in the face. I probably hey. And if you look into the history, that's what they think it is that the old Mexica migrated from what is modern day Utah. So that just triggered that memory. I'm gonna start focusing over here again. Yeah, I'm just looking at this now. Yeah,
You warned me.
yeah, I'm
I did not win.
trying.
Huh?
I'm trying. They were a sophisticated society known for massive earthworks and a trade network that stretched for thousands of miles. Genetic and archaeological studies show a flow of ideas between Hopewell centers, but they find no evidence of a mass migration from Mexico. The story of a tribe carrying the bones of their dead across a continent, which, while deeply symbolic, isn't supported by the archaeological record. So, what about the Bynum Mounds? The Bynum Mounds, the supposed resting place of the ancestors' excavations there do reveal a fascinating history. The mounds were built during the Middle Woodland period between 100 BC and 100 HD, which lines up with the Hopewell area. Archaeologists did find human remains inside, including a woman buried with copper spools at her wrist, a crematory pit with the remains of several people, but these were organized ceremonial burials consistent with the practices of local woodland people, not a jumbled up collection of bones from a long journey. The artifacts like polished greenstone and copper ear spools shows a connection to the broader Hopewell trade network, meaning the Bynum people were trading with the Hopewellian world, but they weren't Hopewell from Ohio, and they almost certainly did not come from Mexico. If the Great Migration legend isn't the historical origin of the Choctaw and Chickasaw, then what is? To answer that, we have to turn to the authentic oral tradition of the Choctaw people themselves. Their story also speaks of a migration, a parting of brothers, and a sacred pole, but it points to a different, even more sacred place, Nani Waya. Is that correct? Nani Waya, meaning leaning mound, is a great earthwork in Winston County, Mississippi, about 60 miles south of Witch Dance for the Witch Dance. For the Choctaw, this is the heart of their universe, their mother mound. There are two primary origin traditions tied to it. The first is a creation story from an opening in the earth at Nani Waya. The creator brought forth the first people, including the Choctaw, who chose to stay there. The second is a migration story that sounds strikingly similar to the witch dance legend. In this tradition, the people also came from the west, led by two brothers named Chata and Chicsa. Notice the slight difference in spelling. So the other one, I'd have to scroll up, but these are Chahta and Chiksa. The other ones, oh, where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at? Um, I know they're here. Right here. Chata and Chicksash. So there is a difference in spelling. I almost passed it when I was scrolling back down. Should be right about here. Good. A clue that we're hearing a more distinct tradition. Their journey was also guided by a sacred pole, the Fabusa. Is that how you pronounce it? Fabusa or Fabusa or Fabasa?
That's the only one I'm not sure.
Is this pronunciation? I think it's Fabusa or Fabusa, but I would have to. You know who might know? Never mind. I don't know. She's going to double check that information while I continue the story, which a holy man would plant in the ground each night. Every morning, the people would travel in the direction the pole leaned. So it's the same concept as the other story, but they didn't have a name for it. Really, I did hydrate. I did hydrate. See, I got Fabusa, Fabussa, Fabussa,
Scroll up. You're confusing me. Oh,
Fabussa. I see that you got the okay. So Fabusa, and I completed that. Completed the request to hydrate. I have people can save up points and tell me what to do. And Bunny gave me some points to hydrate, so I did hydrate. Anyways, back. After many years, they arrived at the spot where the pole stood perfectly upright. They had reached Nani Waya. That night, a great rain swelled a nearby creek. Chata's group remained accepting the sign. Chicsa's group, on the other side of the flooded creek, either thought the pole still leaned or were simply cut off. They continued north, becoming the Chickasaw, while those who stayed with Chata at the sacred mother mound became the Choctaw. This is the authentic origin story passed down for generations. It seems that over time, elements of the true Naniwaya story were likely blended with others or were transposed onto the mysterious Bynum Mounds and Witch Dance, perhaps by settlers trying to make sense of the landscape and the stories they'd heard. So it could just be one of those things where it happened close enough, we hear a story, and this is what's going on. Go away. Yeah, no, just ignore that. We've gone from a haunting legend to hard science, and now into the authentic traditions of the Choctaw Nation. It's a complex web of history and folklore. If you're digging this deep dive into America's hidden histories, take a moment to subscribe and hit that notification bell. We have so many more mysteries to uncover, and you won't want to miss them. Now back to the trace and a question that's still hanging in the air. If this place is really about a sacred journey, where did the witches come from? We've established a deep layered Native American history, both legendary and factual, that sanctifies the ground. But the place isn't called Ancestors' Rest, it's Witches' Dance. That jarring name points to a totally different story, one violently superimposed on the older traditions. The lore, as told by later settlers in the 1800s, is simple and chilling. They claimed this clearing was a gathering place for witches. They'd convene to perform forbidden ceremonies and dance with wild abandon. The most striking part of the legend is the explanation for the strange. What's that? I kicked something down here, but it's paper. Hold on 2 seconds. Which way did that noise come from? That way? Oh, Reed probably knocked down a pole that I had standing up there. The Swiffer, it was just leaning up. He probably knocked it over. Or a broom. I try to pause the stream by hitting space, but that does nothing. Back to chat. There it is. Um. Oh no. I lost my place. Okay, yeah, right here. Here we go. The most striking part of the legend is the explanation for the strange barren patches of ground. Wherever the witch's feet touched the earth, the ground was supernaturally scorched, poisoned, and left sterile. This shift in narrative from a sacred site to a demonic one is a tragically common pattern in colonial history. When a new culture colonizes a land, it often demonizes sacred sites of the indigenous population. It's entirely possible that lingering Native American ceremonies at the Baina Mounds were misinterpreted or deliberately mischaracterized by settlers through the lens of their own religious fears. And I've talked about this before on the podcast. That is how colonization works. Whenever a group of people, my favorite one that I always use are the Spaniards and the Catholic system. So whenever they came from Spain to America and they found the indigenous Native Americans or the indigenous Mexican Americans, or not Mexican Americans, but the indigenous Mexicans, they would take apart bits and pieces of their culture and be like, see, it lines up with ours. This is a part of it. And they would condemn some of the practices. So, which is why for a long time, Dia de los Muertos wasn't really a big tradition. It was something else. It was a week long celebration of the dead by the Mexica, but it got demonized. It was seen as blood sacrifices. It was seen as demonic, not as something for the Catholic community that was coming in. So they took it apart, and then bam, you get rid of that. Now you have All Saints Day, which All Saints Day is in so many different cultures across the world. You have All Saints anywhere where there's a strong Catholic presence. You have All Saints Day because it replaces a another holiday that celebrates the dead, because a lot of cultures celebrate the dead around the same time frame, which is the solstice, which is Halloween. But that's why that happens. Okay, go to bed. Night, bunny. This is night. But that's why that happens, is because of that. And this is what happened here. So a most likely an indigenous celebration or something that was happening there, a ceremony that was happening there, they saw it as, oh, they're evil. They're practicing something we don't practice. It has to be demonic. So now it went from a sacred thing to the witch's dance. And that's what happens here. And like I said, I've talked about it a lot. A ceremony dance to honor ancestors could easily be twisted into a witch's dance in the mind of an outsider, like I just said. The legend was further cemented by the violent history of the Natchez Trace itself. Natchez? Natchez? Natchez. Once known as the Devil's Backbone, it was a perilous path for merchants who were often targets for outlaws. One of the most infamous was Mikaja? Mikaja? Big Harp, a notoriously brutal murderer. As one story goes, a guide showed Harp the barren spots at witch dance and told him the legend. Harp, fearing no one, just scoffed. He began to leap from one patch to another, cursing the witches and daring them to fight him. Nothing happened right then, but as the legend gleefully concludes, Harp later met a gruesome end when a posse caught him. and his head was severed and nailed to a tree. Some versions even claim a local witch later ground his skull into a powder for a potion, a final supernatural act of vengeance. Never mess with witches; they always come back to get you.
Especially.
Yep.
That's
What?
actually where a lot of serial killers and murders have happened is at that.
I, I mean, yeah, with that kind of backstory, it kind of draws that kind of crowd.
You've actually toured
We should go next time
the
we're down there.
bike trail on
Where's that at? How far from where we normally go is that at?
it's on the south of Tupelo, so about near the top of the state.
Oh, so it's in the complete opposite fucking direction. Well, one day we need to make a special trip out there for the podcast. Yeah,
Going?
yeah, you're
I
coming
don't
with
wanna
me.
die.
You're my guide. You're coming with
I
me.
don't want to die.
Cat ears and all. You're coming with me on this one. I don't give a shit. You'll be with me. I always tell people, you don't gotta outrun the murderer. You just gotta outrun me. And guess what? I will trip you. I will not get caught. No, but seriously, we should go. Make it a day trip.
It's bike only campgrounds along the entire 44 mile, which means it's surrounded around where it actually is, because it's two different
Ooh,
locations.
we should go there. We should plan it out one day. During the solstice, which would be All Hallows Eve, around the time of Halloween, when the veil between the two worlds is finished. I could wear this like an idiot. Anyways, back to this. With the foundation of sacred burials and a superstructure of witchcraft folklore, it's no surprise that witch dance is a magnet for paranormal claims. For centuries, travelers have reported strange experiences here, especially after dark. Now, obviously, there's no scientific proof for any of this, but the stories themselves have become part of the legend. The most common reports are auditory, the sound of rhythmic chanting, or the hypnotic beat of drums echoing through the forest. Disembodied footsteps are another common account. People hear the crunch of leaves just outside the circle of light, but when they turn, no one is there. One popular tale from 2003 involves a man named James Thornton who went to debunk the legend on Halloween. Oh, just what I was talking about. With recording equipment and allegedly captured unexplained drumming and the sound of footsteps circling him in the dark. Strange lights are also a staple with witnesses describing glowing orbs floating silently through the clearing. Some even claim to have seen wisps of smoke rising from the barren patches. But perhaps the most terrifying accounts involve physical sensations. Many who step into the circle report an overwhelming sense of dread. In one famous encounter from 1941, a woman named Helen Morrison reportedly screamed and collapsed after stepping into the circle, later claiming that invisible hands had tried to pull her into the earth. Are these the spirits of witches, the ancient spirits of the ancestors, or just an overactive imagination, primed by a spooky name in the woods at night? The accounts are purely anecdotal, but they are so numerous and consistent that they've become inseparable from the identity of witch dance. So, what is the truth of witch dance? We've journeyed through a labyrinth of conflicting stories. You might want to turn off this one. This one's a this movie coming up is a more of a body horror movie. It's Walking Dead, not Walking Dead. It's Night of the Living Dead. It's a gruesome movie, but it's up to you. But you could change it, turn it off. I've seen it once. It's all right.
I'm watching it. I'm reading.
Okay, I got horror movies playing in the background as my background noise. I don't pay attention. I've seen so many horror movies that this does nothing for me. So it's just background noise for me at this point. So what is the truth of? It seems is a The truth it seems is a complex tapestry woven from all the threads. Let's look at the three main stories or theories. A giant historical mashup. Theory one. This is the most grounded explanation. It suggests that witch dance legend is a blending of multiple stories. It starts with the authentic Choctaw and Chickasaw migration story of Naniwaya. A fragments of the powerful tale, the pole, the brothers, the bones, were incorrectly attached to the Bynum Mountains. Then a layer of European folklore was added, and the sacred native sites which rebranded as a place of witch dances. Finally, the violent history of the Natchez Trace added some dramatic flair. Theory two, it's something in the soil. The theory is more speculative. It suggests that while the stories may be jumbled, they all point to a genuine and unusual quality of the land itself. Perhaps there's a unique energy here that different cultures have felt across millennia, each interpreting it through their own lens. As for the bear patches, this theory allows for both supernatural and scientific explanations. Legends blame witches' feet, but it could also be natural causes like unusual soil composition or an old lightning strike. One U.S. Forest Service ranger noted a deep hollow nearby where no trees grow, suggesting the geology in the region is just plain strange. Theory three, the ghosts are real. This is the explanation ghost hunters cling to. This theory takes the paranormal account at face value. The drumming isn't an echo of a story, it's the literal sounds of spirits. The dread is the psychic residue of centuries of intense emotion. The sorrow of the migrating ancestors, the ecstatic rituals of the witches, the fear of the trace victims. In this view, the veil between worlds at witch dance really is thin. The spirits, whoever they are, still linger, forever tied to this patch of ground. From a simple, chilling name, Witch Dance, we've unearthed a story of breathtaking scope, a story of great nations, sacred duty, and the power of a place to hold its memories. We started with witches dancing on a scorched earth, a story born from fear, but we found a deeper legend beneath it, an epic pilgrimage of people carrying the very bones of their ancestors, guided by only by faith. We've seen how archaeology grounds us in fact, revealing the true history of the Bynum Mounds. Hey, what's going on, Amy Sutton? I see your thing here. Give me 2 seconds. I'm wrapping up a story here and their connection to a vast trade network. We've listened to the authentic voice of the Choctaw people who tell of their true origin at the sacred mother mound of Naniwaya, and we've felt the chill of the paranormal encounters that continue to this day. In the end, Witch Dance isn't just one of these things, it's all of them. It's a historical site, a place of folklore, and a haunted ground. The bare patches remain silent witnesses to every story told about them. They challenge us to question what we believe about the past and the invisible world around us. So the next time you're out on a lonely road and see a place that feels out of time, stop for a moment. You might just find yourself standing where the veil is thin on a ground that still remembers when they danced where the ancestors fell. I'm doing great. I'm closing this up. Give me 2 more seconds. What do you believe in? What do you believe? What do you believe is the true secret of witch dance? Is it a misremembered history, a geological anomaly, or a genuinely haunted place? Let me know your theories in the comment below. And for more journeys into the world's most mysterious legends and forgotten histories, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. And like always, stay spooky, everybody. This script was brought to you by, what's your Twitch handle? What was that?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, what do you mean you don't remember? I'm trying to promote your channel here.
I don't remember.
Oh, dear God. I'm doing great. Give me 2 seconds. I got to.
Slytherin Princess. No. Oh, Slytherin Princess underscore always. There we go.
Slytherin Princess underscore always. The most complicated name.
I know. I'm probably gonna make a new switch.
Don't make a new Twitch because I've been pushing yours now. Okay. Well, it's pending change. It might change. But yeah, she's the one that created the script. She found the story. She knows the story. She is originally from there. I think she's a witch. But yeah, she came from the story.
No, witch.
Not yet. You look like one. You got the little moon cat, the gauntlets. She's trying to cast a spell on me. So serious.
I'm looking at something. Oh no, it's lower. It's not on top. It's lower.
So it's down south.
Hold on.
Oh my good lord.
Okay, you see where it says Natchez? this?
Yeah.
Mississippi?
Yeah.
Look at where it is right next to Louisiana.
Okay.
It's close.
So it's closer. So we can plan a day trip there. Or like remember how we said we were gonna do like an extra day? I can take an extra day. We leave, we go there, we camp out there, and then make our way down to where we're going.
Wherever you bikes.
Bikes?
It's bikes only.
Oh.
You can't have RV, you can't have a thing, and you have to have a tent. If you want to do the walk on the trail or go on the trail, you have to have a tent. There's a bunch of rules, but they have restrooms, but you have to pitch a tent before you get.
I always
on the
pitch a
trail.
tent.
You have to really put one by
I know
picnic
how to make it.
tables.
I know how to pitch a tent. I have a tent. Not here, but I have a tent. I should have a tent. Unless they got rid of my tent, but that's a different story. They probably got rid of it during when they were redoing the house over there in Carrollton.
There's also like a lot of shit.
I don't mind. We can buy a tent, a nice little, 2-person tent. How big of a tent do you want? Because I'm used to like a tent that's about the size of this room. I've always wanted a tent with a little tunnel to rooms. So it's kind of like a little house tent. I've always wanted one of those. Okay. But yes, thank you for being here. That is the end of the episode. Thank you so much. I got messages everywhere. What is going on here? What is this? Farrell? No. Black market. There you go. But yes. That is it, everybody. Till next time. I will see y'all later. Remember, stay spooky and like, follow, subscribe, all that good shit. Like always. If you want to hear more stories that she creates or not creates that she finds for me, we're
Pick a state.
Huh?
Pick a state.
yeah, pick a state. I don't normally do American history unless it has to do with my peoples. So I'm gonna start branching out to do American history. So we're expanding that. I'm still gonna be doing the Hispanic history and folklore mainly, but I will be doing special episodes where it's whatever y'all pick or whatever she picks and looks up for me and does the research and pulls it all up. Because she was gonna do 2 stories, right? But you,
Two more, but
yeah,
I
but-
think
yeah, the other story she found, she couldn't find the proper information through her research, so she will do more of that and find different stories and do different states. And I guess this is it, guys. I will see y'all later. What?
this person commented that they went from 2:30 a.m. to 3 a.m. on October 26th, 2024.
Ooh, pass it. I'll do a live reading.
And it has pictures too of like in the dark.
Okay, before I end this, we're gonna add this right here. So this person went a year ago and
Which
to Witch Dance, October 26, 2024. This is a review from that location. Thought it was all a hoax until our friend and her son, along with my brother and my wife and I. God damn. You could have just said, my family and I went. He named everybody. My brother, my friend, my family. What the fuck? Just say
it's Mississippi. We say everything. Say
I would have just said all of us. There you go. Just a little bit goes a long way with that shit. Okay, anyways. Decided to go to this location. We'd been here.
Mississippi.
I know.
Oh,
I could tell. We've been here before and nothing strange had ever happened. We decided to go to the witches dance around witches hours, which is 2:30 to 3 a.m. on October 26, 2024. As we was exploring the surrounding location and around the picnic tables and water spigot location near the campground, we got out of our vehicle and had a strong vibe of being watched. We started hearing noises similar to fingers tapping on multiple different trees around us. We decided to try and track the noises, but when we got closer to the noise, it went silent. We decided to take our cell phones and start taking pictures of the direction of the tapping noises. I honestly thought this location was a hoax until we captured a picture of this witch in one of the pictures. We had to zoom in on the picture in order to truthfully understand what we captured. With all due respect, I will never think this location is a hoax ever again. Believe it or not, you will definitely have to explore it yourself to physically understand the truth behind the encounters. And there is pictures. Oh yeah, you can see the face.
Oh, that gave me chills. No.
Can you download it and send it to me so I can put it on screen? Yeah, send it to me on just send it to me in the message, and I'll put it on screen. I'm about to put this on screen. It's a picture.
Block it out from you. You can't screenshot
Oh yeah, screenshot it and I'll block it out real fast.
it. Did I send it now?
Just a regular message. I'll pull it up right here on my phone.
That's fucking easy.
Okay, that's connected.
Here it goes.
Thank you. I'll pull it real quick right here.
Crazy.
Okay, so we'll click on it.
Gave me chills.
There it is. You said block out the names.
Yeah, it's not
So where is my tools? There it is.
because I don't have
We'll resize. Nope, that's the wrong way to resize it. No, we'll just do this. There you go. Perfect.
You sure you want to go?
Yes, I do. Now more than ever.
And it's 5-star review too. All of these are 5-star reviews. Yeah.
Of course they are.
They got nice clean bathrooms. That's
I'm gonna save the image. I'll save it as witches. Minimize. See, now I got to do a real quick edit here. Give me a second to pull this up.
You can also ride on horses.
I know how to ride a horse. Okay, so I want to just do this. There it goes. Okay, there you go. I zoomed in on it. I'm going to show it right now. Where is it at? Share screen. No, here it is. So I'm sharing the screen now, and I'm gonna zoom in on it. This right here is a picture. So they said they took a picture randomly in the direction that they hear noises. I wish you would have sent me both, but this one's fine.
Oh, the other one's just
I know the other one zoomed out, but it kind of puts it in perspective of where they're aiming the camera a little bit better. That way you could see it and try to find the thing. But that's fine. I'm not gonna do anything about that. So here, right here in the middle of all these trees where they took the pictures, you can faintly see the outline right here. I should have opened this on like paint or something so I can trace it out. But like right here is the outline of a person. And it's see-through. It's not like a solid person. It's see-through. That is crazy. So we're gonna plan a trip out there for October too. So I gotta save up a lot of money, buy us a tent and some bikes, and we're gonna head out there.
no.
You can say no all you want, but I will strap you like a backpack and carry you, and we're going there. The only thing that'll stop me from going to a haunted place like that is one thing. That is the only thing. Just because, like I said, I believe in that kind of stuff, and that is what is known as an innocent. And evil shit likes to attach itself to that. So I'd rather not risk it. Which is why I don't go do anything because of Leo. I would say Isabella, but Isabella would probably scare them away. They, she'd probably get there and the witches would clear out, be like, oh no, another evil one is here. Thank you for joining. That is an actual witch from that location. I want to go out there maybe this October if possible. We'll plan it out. We'll organize it. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube for updates. follow Princesa here too. I will post all her stuff later. Thank you, everybody. And this is longer than it should have been because of the images she found. That's it. Stay spooky, everybody. Until next time.